But just like Apple products, if you look at another high-end brand, they also come with noise cancellation speakers inside. So you get the sound of a live orchestra, and while you're driving, there's no noise inside the vehicle at all. So this is quite possibly the quietest luxury SUV on the market right now.
And you can see here the size difference. It's why I didn't play college football.
And my ego's feeling a little bit low at the moment.
In a place like this here, you have a lot of autonomy. And if you aren't able to mind and manage your business while no one's watching you, you'll fail.
Something super fun. The classic, the iconic Defender.
This is our flagship vehicle. Everybody wants to get their hands on this specific vehicle.
Good morning, I'm Dallas Seeley, founder and owner of the Seeley Group, one of the top-ranked real estate brokerages in the entire country. If you're thinking about buying luxury real estate, you're thinking about selling luxury real estate, or you're looking for some luxury lifestyle recommendations, we have a fun video for you in store today. I'm here live at Land Rover of Austin, downtown in the heart of all. We're going to be interviewing the director of sales. We're going to be taking an in-depth look at two of their flagship vehicles, and we're going to be really deep diving on the story of Mr. Bill Grimes, his evolution to where he's at today, with a ton of fun nuggets in between. Are you excited? I'm excited. Let's go take a look. So we're here again with the living legend, Mr. Bill Grimes, and you can see here the size difference. It's why I didn't play college football. But before we go in depth with this beautiful flagship vehicle, can you kind of educate us? What are the different ranges of the brand on the products?
Absolutely. So yes, this is our flagship vehicle. We have a few different models within your Land Rover. So within your Range Rovers. First is your Range Rover Evoque. That's our smallest Range Rover, compact city driving. All right. We have your Range Rover Velar, which was our first mid-size SUV. That's probably one of the most popular markets right now. And then you have your Range Rover Sport, which is another flagship vehicle. We've sold a lot of those cars. And then next will be the granddaddy right here, which is your full-size Range Rover, which goes by the Range, the big body, the full size. This is what you see the Queen drives. You see the Kardashians driving this. Anytime you see any type of spy movie overseas, they're all driving black Range Rovers. This is one of the top exported vehicles out of the country. Everybody wants to get their hands on this specific vehicle.
And on the big boy, so this is their flagship, there's different ranges, different levels. This is the SV Autobiography, which is their top flagship, correct?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
So high level, if someone does want the big body Range Rover, and there's probably, forgive me, 4, 5, or 6 different levels, is if the SV Autobiography is the highest of the highest end for this luxury offering, what separates it in its product offerings?
Absolutely. So the full-size Range Rover, the SV Autobiography, this is the ultimate luxury machine. So a lot of times you have your models and you have add-ons, whether it be different size wheels or upgraded sound systems. with this vehicle here, the only thing that you have to do is to, one, be in love, have a set of keys, and push the start button, right? It literally does everything for you. I wanted to show you just the inside. And one of the things, this is one of the first 2025 Range Rover Sport SB autobiographies on the ground here in the state. The seats were brand new for this model. This particular model here has what's called the body and soul seats. And what that means is, as you drive, the seats will, one, give you massage. It's one of the only vehicles that have all 4 seats have massaging from the front to and to the rear and the back. And as you drive, the massage will activate based off of the way the music's playing inside of the car. There are 32 speakers inside this vehicle for full immersive 3D surround sound. And as you take a look at the seat, there's speakers here, speakers on the door panels, speakers up top. So as you're driving, not only do they have the 3D surround sound, but just like Apple products, if you look at another high-end brand, they also come with noise cancellation speakers inside. So you get the sound of a live orchestra, and while you're driving, there's no noise inside the vehicle at all. So this is quite possibly the quietest luxury SUV on the market right now. As we take a look here to the back, customers have the opportunity to have a fully digital display inside of the vehicle. So if we're watching Netflix or your ESPN, it's a fully immersive screen here that allows customers to interact with the vehicle while once again having that ultimate luxury driving machine.
Bill, I'm seeing the control panel back here for the back passenger.
Yes, sir.
There's blinds.
So you have blinds. Once again, all I want you to do is to get in the car and drive. So it's sunny in Texas. Blinds have the opportunity to go up. You will have your coffee cup machines there. You can actually change the lighting depending on your mood. It's not something that's new, but now having the option to change to 18 different colors inside of the vehicle, not just your standard whites or blues or light oranges. There's 18 different colors for you to set your mood and for a truly luxury, almost a chauffeur type of feel.
Yeah, look at this. The back seat's fully reclined. So we'll get this in a shot. They fully recline.
So watch this seat here.
They've got calf. Look at this.
So now you're sitting back in the vehicle and you're actually reclining, and I'll demonstrate here.
And he's 6'4", people. 6'5" on a good day.
So here we go here. I had a footrest here, and then a calf or a the back of the leg kind of recliner here.
That is off the charts. So fully massaging rear seats, fully reclining. When you hit the button, the front seat goes all the way up. So even a 6'5" professional athlete can be driven around town in style.
Absolutely. One of the things that I really love about the Range Rovers is going to be the full 360 view when it comes to the type of glass that we use, right? All the vehicles have the most amount of natural light coming into the vehicle, and then this vehicle is set off by one very small badge. If you take a look right here, the SV badge, special vehicle SV autobiography, this says that I have the highest level of Range Rover that is possible.
It's a little flex, as they say.
Just a tad bit.
That's awesome. I appreciate it, Bill. Let's go look at one of the newest offerings next if you want to have a little bit more fun in the Defender.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're here by something super fun, the classic, the iconic Defender. Bill, obviously you see every now and then some restored older ones driving around town. And I know Range Rover recently, a few years ago, came out with a new redesign. Talk to us about what really separates the Defender in its lineup, the redesign, and then the specifics of this bad boy right here.
Absolutely. So the best way to explain the Land Rover Defender is it's a luxury armored tank. That's the simplest, the best way. So the Defender was last sold in the States in the early 80s. So it was gone for 30 plus years. And so when the vehicle came back out a couple years back, we had a wait list for a long wait list, right, for the vehicle to come back out. So when the Defender came out, they wanted to bring back the ruggedness. They wanted to bring back the idealistic, the look that this vehicle has, the capabilities of doing it, because not too many people are taking the Range Rover off-road, but this vehicle is probably, if not the most capable off-road vehicle on the market, and the most capable, for sure, off-road vehicle for us. This one that we brought in for you is a 2025 model. These vehicles come standard with the ability to be raised and lowered, for easy access. And as you can see on this one right here, I have it lifted for off-road access. Now, for most of my clients that are going to and from HEB, the Domain, and to Whole Foods, you never really need to go off-road. But when we are
Yeah,
off-road,
but if you pull into the kids' soccer practice,
absolutely. So you sit up a little bit higher and you have a more aggressive stance. That's exactly what it's for. As you can see, this one's lifted by about 4 inches right now off the ground from where it normally would sit at. As we go around here, this is your V8. So this one's going to pack a punch of about 525 horsepower. So when you need to go faster to pick up the kiddos from soccer practice, or we're out of apple juice at the house, you can get to the store rather quickly. You still have a rugged look inside, but you have the same fit and finish and the quality that you expect from a Land Rover. Even from your gear shift here, we went away from having a knob. We went to a more aggressive pull here, almost like a sports car type of feel. These bars right here are where you actually hold onto the vehicle. We've now equipped the vehicles all with wireless charging. There's more storage for you. There's a lot more space. We have your iconic in the back here, your sunroof, which was standard with the original Defenders right here. And you have the same amount of leg room that you would almost have in one of our Range Rovers. You have your 4-zone climate control. So now everyone inside of the vehicle has the ability to feel comfort. And for me, one of the more impressive things on the back, they have your 5th wheel. What you will hear here, when you close these doors, it comes with some power. A lot of storage space in the back, but if I close this door, it's a safe vehicle. At the same time, you have your luxury vehicle. This is one of the only cars that, one, you wake up in the morning, you go out off-roading, hunting, out in the woods, middle of the day, sports are done, we go pick up the kiddos, and at night, I guarantee you, the Defender will be parked up front road, right next to your Range Rovers, right next to your Bentleys. This is a 3-way vehicle, it's a triple threat. A lot of capabilities, a lot of different things, a lot of functions that you have for this vehicle. They come in a longer wheelbase that will comfortably sit 8 people. And you also have a shorter wheelbase that's a little bit more nimble for getting in and out of town. So 3 different models, but this is turning into our new baby. We're trying to get as many of these vehicles on the road, one for capability, and then also to have just our brand, the Land Rover Defender, out on the roads.
Awesome. Bill, thank you so much for your time today. It was a pleasure getting to know you, hear your story, and talk about how you show up every single day at Land Rover of Austin with a value and service-driven approach.
Dallas, I appreciate you swinging by and spending some time with us and giving us the opportunity to just kind of show off.
Awesome.
You know, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bill, pleasure. Good morning. I'm Dallas Seeley here with the legendary Bill Grimes, Director of Sales. And we won't do it, but I stood next to this man earlier, and he's 6'4", 250 of God-given sexiness.
And my ego's feeling a little bit low at the moment.
Don't feel bad. I also want to start and get that off the record. So We're here. Thank you so much for allowing us to be here. I'm excited to have this conversation, get to know your story, kind of your partnership with Land Rover Austin, and to talk about all the things. So let's start from the beginning. How did you get to Texas? Where did you come from? Kind of, there's a cool story before Texas. Kind of start us off from the beginning.
Yep. So for me, I've been in Texas and Austin now, almost 15 years. I've been in Dallas and Austin 15 years. I played football at, and this will probably cause a little bit of backlash, the real UT. So
University of Tennessee.
Tennessee, real orange, not the burnt orange. So I don't like anything burnt. So I apologize.
Let's start from the very, very beginning. Where originally are you from?
Originally from Georgia.
Okay.
Right outside of Atlanta.
Right outside of Atlanta.
Born and raised, and that's home.
Okay. And we were talking earlier, and you were telling me early on your parents were really involved and kind of gave you more of an opportunity through sports that most didn't have growing up. Can you tell us more about that?
Yes. So for me, there was never really an off season. I had an opportunity to play tennis, swim, football, baseball, basketball, ran track. I kind of have a running joke with my family that I didn't have a childhood. Not in a bad way, but having that opportunity to be around so many different people, so many different cultures, you learn how to just interact.
And I said earlier that you were constantly traveling for select sports.
All over. Florida, Michigan, California, Vegas. It was school, and there was one day I remember I was in the 8th grade, and we had a middle school practice for basketball. I left that practice, went to a select track practice, and then went to a select basketball practice that started at 9 o'clock at night.
I mean, mom and dad were prepping you to be a Fortune 500 CEO.
So
this is what I hear.
All over the place, all the time. As a kid, I remember literally coming home, falling asleep on the floor, and it was okay not to take a shower because I was so beat. They said it's okay, just go to sleep, mate.
So we were talking about that, and really two incredible positives came out of that. Number one, similar to my upbringing in sports, you were so focused and busy, you didn't have an opportunity to get distracted and go down the wrong path.
Absolutely.
But two, a lot of families make it a point to travel as they are raising their kiddos to really have more of a well-roundedness. It sounds like that second thing hit the nail on the head as well, because even though it might have not been a different country, you were traveling all over the country.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Definitely, I visited a few states.
So what year did you decide to go all in on football, and then how did you land at the University of Tennessee?
So growing up, the sport that I really enjoyed the most, believe it or not, was baseball. Love baseball.
Why?
I started at 5, and that's the one consistent sport.
Okay.
Right. I remember you have life lessons. I can remember being 10 years old, and I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna do karate. Dad said, okay, you want to do it? Sure. Yeah, let's do it. I went to a month worth of karate lessons. Found out it wasn't where I wanted to be. And my dad said, if you're going to quit, I'll let you quit. But you have to walk in there by yourself, go talk to your sensei, and tell him that you want to quit, and tell him why you want to quit. Ooh. So you learn how to, once again, grow up pretty fast, have tough conversations, and be able to, hey, if this is not what you're going to do, you have to have your why. So for me, I made the decision for football really my junior year of high school.
That's late.
Baseball's always been my thing.
Okay. You're playing baseball in the spring, football in the fall?
Yes. There was, once again, this baseball, track. High school, it was.
Well, you were multiple sports.
High school was a baseball game right after school, change clothes, go to track meet. And then have football practice 7-on-7, go get some routes in.
Okay.
I ended up breaking my wrist my sophomore year of high school playing baseball. Well, playing football. And so as a freshman, I think I had multiple D1 offers for baseball, not football yet. And once I broke my wrist, scholarships were gone. So I couldn't swing a bat for a year. But I could play football with a cast on. Still can catch. Play football with a cast on. And great story with a good buddy of mine. My high school was absolutely horrible. Trash. Through 4 years, we won 4 games. Freshman year, 0. Sophomore year, 2. Junior year, 0. Senior year, 2.
So you got a great life lessons of resilience at an early age as well.
Absolutely. Keep digging, keep fighting.
Okay.
Just like with sales, and you learn this very early. Sports, it's a reset game. And what I mean by that is you have to forget the very last play. What happened to you an hour ago? What happened to you 2 weeks ago?
Yeah. One of the early on lessons I got from a mentor that's worked out really well for us is majority of the time your best superstars in any organization are either going to be collegiate athletes because they have the discipline and understand the concept of the 10,000 hours, military because the government forced them to learn discipline, or someone with a really rough upbringing that has a little bit of a bite. Yeah. Has a little bit of a chip, knows how to get after.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you go to Tennessee. What years were you at Tennessee? Talk to us about playing football for the University of Tennessee. And then looking back, what were your top 3 to 5 takeaways that you've now integrated into your team here at Land Rover Boston?
So I was there 2003 to 2007.
Okay.
Tennessee's just now. We're getting good again. We had a couple years.
Yeah.
Or it was tough. Lane Kiffin, we had some tough years. But you never stop rooting for your home team. And just some of the lessons for me once I got there, and as you progress, and I see the same thing, the same analogy when it comes to the sales team. You're only as strong as your weakest link, right? And so I remember distinctly in time when we had a gentleman on the team, different upbringing than myself. He didn't go to class. So the coach said, okay, hey, this is how we fix this. I want everybody up, called it Breakfast Club. Everyone was up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And your teammate is going to sit on the other end of the end zone. And he's going to watch you guys work out until you throw up. So we're there for 2.5 hours, burpees, sprints, and he's watching us the entire time. So you got there's a fork in your road now. Do you just completely go off the rail and go off on a guy and ostracize him, kick him out? Because we're all receivers, right? We're all fast, we all can run, and we all got scholarships. Or do you embrace him, put your arms around him, let's coach him up, let's bring him up, because he needs help. He wants someone to help him. And ultimately, that's what we did, right? You have to, hey, how do we help you out? And you see those same things here now. No, you get individuals that sometimes need a little bit more coaching, right? You can't treat everyone the exact same. And end up working out. I mean, as far as memories, I wouldn't do anything different. I had 2 knee surgeries in college. The last disc in my back is fused from playing sports. But if I could go back and do it again, I'd do it all over and do one thing twice.
Has it helped shape to your
Absolutely. Absolutely. Not too many people get an opportunity to stand in a stadium, 115,000 people. And as close as you and I are right now, we wouldn't have a conversation. We had to use hand signals.
Yeah.
This is an unbelievable experience. Just the extra discipline and the camaraderie. And really, hey, how do you take yourself to the next level, right? I was good in high school. Everyone's good in high school if you go D1, right? But hey, now you're with like-minded people and we're all rowing the same exact way. Hey, how much better can we be? And we're working every single day getting better, right? There's no black and white. Either you're getting better each day or you're taking a step back, right? You don't stay the same.
It's a period of continuous improvement.
Every day,
I know.
every day.
So you graduated for 2007. What caused you to move to Texas?
I went back home and literally my entire family was in the same area. I had buddies that I graduated from high school and they were managers at the local CVS. That wasn't the life that I wanted. After being away, I just had aspirations of more.
You know, it's funny you say that. I think there's a stat I read, something crazy like 95% of Americans live within something like 5 to 10 miles of where they grew up. And the 5% that actually move away from the nest and choose to start from scratch
Yep.
are the top 5% most successful. Isn't that fascinating?
Very.
Yeah.
I can see. I can go back home now, and there's some of the same guys that are there working at Waffle House.
Yeah. All right. So it's 2007. You're here in Texas. And did you start immediately in the auto industry?
Nope. So started with life insurance. Oh, this would be pretty cool. Great aspirations once again. And didn't work out. I will tell you this. I wasn't mature enough to, at the time, stay home and have my own, quote unquote, run my own business, right? I still needed structure, right? Graduated from college, everything was structured down to what time we ate, what time was bedtime, right? The structure and the timing, I was so ingrained in that. And now, hey, here's an opportunity for you to be on your own. I didn't have the structure. So I said, you know what? I need to find something that has a little bit more structure for me. So I find myself going to Lifetime Fitness.
In this industry.
I love working out.
Yeah.
I've always loved sales, right? I can sell you the boots you're wearing right now. And
I don't know about that.
I could.
We'll put the Lou Pacey do video right here. We'll have to watch that afterwards.
Oh, I always enjoyed sales, and my thought was, okay, we're gonna have fun. We're gonna have the most amount of interactions with people.
Yeah.
All right, and I think the last time there was a stat about Lifetime has maybe 5,000 to 7,000 swipes or check-ins on a daily basis.
Yeah.
Right, so it's constant flow of just hi, and it's fun. We had a great time.
It's interesting. You graduated in 07, moved here, got in the fitness industry. I graduated in 08.
Okay.
Moved here, got in the fitness industry. So
Okay.
similar story.
Small world.
Again, though, 6'5", 250, a little bit different there. But all right, so
I eat more vegetables. That's what it was.
there it was. So you're planning your roots. You're starting a new chapter here in Texas. You're in the fitness industry, and you're doing your thing. How did that change and evolve into the auto industry?
Dallas, to be honest, I got burnt out. I got burnt out of the grind in that specific industry.
And you were telling me earlier that around that time, you had your second kid, and you started to realize that the bills were getting more expensive with kiddos, and there's kind of a glass ceiling in the fitness industry, and you need a bigger runway.
Absolutely. I needed more, and it hurt me to leave that industry because of the amount of interactions I had on a daily basis. Lucky, absolutely. Yeah. There's nothing better than just a conversation, a good, genuine, wholesome conversation. And I needed more. So
Right. So how'd you get into the auto industry?
I put a suit on,
Okay.
and I say, you know what? Where do I want to work? And so most people will start at Toyota,
Yep.
Honda.
You're like, no, bro, I'm gonna go straight to the top.
So like, those aren't my place. And my first interview was at a Ford store. Okay.
Okay.
I walked into this Ford store. I looked up, looked around, said, nope, not for me. Walked out. Said, can't do it. I need more. Right. This is not my brand.
It didn't align with.
Nope. What wasn't my brand? I walked into a Mercedes store.
Yep.
I just had some brand new Cole Haans. They're the hard bottom shoes, and the way my feet clicked on the marble, this is it. It's clean.
Okay.
The air smells good.
Yeah.
Cars look good.
Yeah.
The sales professional.
I can get excited about showing up at
look
there.
the part. This feels good.
Okay.
What do I sign? Because I know what I offer. I know what I bring to the table is about being in the right place, right fit.
And that was Mercedes in Dallas.
Mercedes of Dallas,
Say, what year was that?
2000,
15, 16?
15, 16, around there.
And then how did you end up at Land Rover of Austin?
I was looking for an opportunity to get back to Austin.
Why?
For me, Dallas reminded me of home, which is not a bad thing. Dallas,
The fact what we talked about, it sounds like you knew deep down that you wanted to plant your roots in it and start a different chapter to not have any preconceived ideas or boxes.
Dallas is love Dallas. My niece lives there now. Big metroplex, right? It reminded me of home of Atlanta, right? Austin's great. Austin wasn't as big at the time, still big, right?
I grew up in Houston, Texas.
Houston and
Massive, very different in DFW or
Houston. Yep,
very different.
I saw an opportunity, and literally, I was down here on spring break, and I happened to have a suit on me or with me. I applied. I came in for an interview. They said, "Hey, yes, we like you. When can you do a drug test?" I said, "You tell me where."
Wait. If y'all missed that, the auto industry, Land Rover of Austin, drug test all their applicants.
Absolutely,
That's what I'm talking about right there.
absolutely. Well, yes, you got to drive cars, right? So and originally I actually went to a Mercedes store. I'm not gonna say which one, but I went to a Mercedes store, and at the time they didn't have any openings for me. Okay, so I said, okay, no worries. What's the next brand
That aligns with
that I feel aligned with? I want to associate with.
Yep.
And I had no, and also to tell you the truth, I'm not a car guy at all.
But on that, and it's the same with our company and our brand, and we are very openly focused on what separates us. Do you want to be, the old saying, that jack of all trades, master of none, or do you want to be the best? And it sounds like you knew from the very beginning, like, if I'm going to do this, just like in sports, I'm going to be not just the best version of myself, but the best in the country, which means I have to align myself with the luxury brands.
Best brand, absolutely, that's right. So I started to think, Range Rover. You see the cars. I know the history of the vehicles. I know everyone loves them. Let's see if they have any openings. Sure enough, they did. Came in, drug test, and literally within 2 or 3 weeks, I'm back here.
Okay. So you started at Land Rover Austin what year?
2000, I'm saying April of 17.
17. So we must have just missed each other. 2017, I was still running, president of that top fitness company we talked about earlier.
Yep.
My wife had been in real estate for a couple of years, and back then she let me coach her a little bit. Today she doesn't listen to anything you're saying. But she was runner-up for Rookie of the Year and did better second year. So we decided to get her and build her dream car. So we came in 2017.
Okay.
Must have just missed each other. Back then, Damon was the general manager.
Love them.
And we built, custom ordered a autobiography SVE.
Yes.
One of the things that sort of sealed the deal back then, our brand colors, our primary color is burgundy, or that wine color.
Yep. The deep Merlot.
And they had a, for the autobiography that year, they had a custom Merlot leather option. So we did, a combination of cream and Merlot, and she loved it. Drove for several years, but that was when we started our relationship with Land Rover of Austin. And again, sorry I missed you, man. Must have just missed you.
But it was destiny because you're here now.
I'm here now.
We're both in different roles, and we're sitting down and we're having a conversation.
But this video is not about me. It's about you and this brand. Tell me, 2017, you've been with the same company, the same dealership, going on, what's that math, 6, 7 years now?
It'll be 9 years April.
9 years in April. Sounds like now as the director of sales, you've worked your way up to the very top. I heard earlier you're leading the sales team in a meeting here in a bit. Talk to us about the traits that you brought over from your childhood, from college athletics, discipline, resilience, all the things, and how you've now earned the right to be the director of sales and how you're implementing those core values with your team and your customers on a daily basis.
When you look at childhood, a couple things that I take with me now. You talk about character. What are you doing when no one's watching? As an adult, right? And in a place like this here, you have a lot of autonomy. And if you aren't able to mind and manage your business while no one's watching you, you'll fail. I think you learn character, you learn morals, right? Hey, if you're at school and you throw a rock at somebody, you're going to get in trouble, right? You learn the right things to say and do, right? You learn character. And that's taught very early. When you look at athletics from rec ball, middle school to even college athletics, I think that builds your discipline and your grind. You talk about having grit, having some sort of tenacity. You have to be able to, hey, this is master. And what I tell my team is you have to be able to master the mundane, right? If you get good, and the saying is the devil's in the details, right? If you get good at mastering your day in and day out responsibilities, the big things become easy, all right? There's few things, and I would say if I have a top 3 things that I want to transfer to my team and have them transferred to customers on a daily basis, right? One is we have to be the best version of ourselves every single day, right? I'm a very firm believer of transferring positive energy. Customers, clients, everyone feels what's going on, right? I make it a point every single morning to every single person in this dealership, good morning, how are you? Mention them by name every single day. Good morning, good morning, good morning, right? They're used to that consistency. They look for that positive energy. And if I don't say good morning, hey, Bill's wrong. Are you okay? And the same thing in the afternoon. Hey, guys, have a good night. Have a good night. Let's check out. Have a good night. Have a good night. Something I really took from, and number 2, what I took from really college and athletics in college was I had a coach and a mentor tell me, hey, Bill, we all have the same 24 hours. You do, I do, but what sets us apart is what we do within those 24 hours. So there's a lot of downtime. I'm sure some downtime in your industry as well, but what are you doing when the lights aren't on? All right. It's easy to, hey, I want a brand new Range Rover. Here's my black car. Had this car ready for me. That's easy. But what am I doing between that and a week and a half from now is that next person? Am I setting myself up? Right? Am I prepping and preparing for that next person? And then lastly, with the team, the customer service is everything.
Yep.
Everything. Everyone wants to feel wanted, right? That's a basic need.
Well, customer service is what separates you in any industry.
Absolutely.
So kind of taking a step back and for the viewers at home, in almost every single industry, as you get to the highest level of luxury echelon, the only thing that really separates you and your value in the marketplace is going to be your level of customer service.
1000%.
So a great proven fact, and you can Google it, look it up, what is the difference in the hotel industry between Motel 8, Holiday Inn, Marriott, Ritz-Carlton, and the Four Seasons? At the end of the day, it's still a box with a bed that you sleep in.
Yep.
But, this as you get to that upper echelon of Ritz-Carlton and Four Seasons, the price is the price. Like there's no negotiating, there's no haggling, and the consumers are choosing to pay that price because of the value they get in return. And the value just isn't in the aesthetics or the surface level stuff. It's really in the customer service details. And so, Four Seasons is known for this. Every single employee, every single team member at Four Seasons has an up to $2,000 budget that they can use for whatever they want. So if the bellman at Four Seasons goes and takes your luggage and helps you get out of your vehicle when you pull up, and they see your sport coat has a tear or a button is missing or about to fall off or is loose, without saying a word, and they're trained on this, they're going to take your coat. They're not even going to tell you. They're going to have it professionally tailored within half a day. And then by the time you get back from lunch or the pool, it is in your hotel room, done, fixed, complete, with a handwritten note that says, "Thank you for being a guest."
It's interesting that you say that, as you talk about being different when it comes to what separates us from other dealerships, right? We talk about look for opportunities to be great, right? I'm not discounting a car by $1,000.
Yep.
We had a couple, maybe,
And more educational, if you're coming into Range Rover, or if you're wanting to sell a $5 million home and you're asking for a $1,000 discount, you might not be the customer we want to.
yeah. Absolutely. So we had a customer here about a month ago, and we're really heavy on, hey, how can we be great? How can we be great? Look for those opportunities. And because customers will tell you, they'll give you the answers ahead of time, right? But you have to actively be listening. So customers were coming in, they were celebrating their 20-year wedding anniversary in the store with us.
Okay. So this is now beyond surface level,
Yep.
our financials, our aesthetics. This is now deeply intrinsic embedded.
1000%. So immediately wheels are turning, right? So we know wheels are turning. They ended up buying a car off of the showroom floor. I immediately sent one of our sales porters to the local HEB. We got the wife a dozen roses, 2 bottles of champagne. And then actually my finance manager, she sent me like a quick Teams message, and she said, hey, the husband actually loves a Garrison Brothers like honeydew whiskey, right? Now, when they're in the box, they're signing, they have maybe 10 minutes left, okay? So she sends me that message, okay, and then I go into sprint mode. I took out of the dealership, ran to the local store again, and I got him a bottle as well. So they come back. We're all walking out to the car with him. Inside the car, we have a dozen roses, 2 bottles of champagne, a card that everyone signed, handwritten, and then his whiskey in the front seat. That cost us maybe $100 or so, $200 maybe.
But it was the act that no one else would do from a customer service standpoint that showed that you cared. At the end of the day, that is a act of service, a no BS, we give a damn.
And they'll never go anywhere else. I don't care what you tell me. They'll never go anywhere else because of the experience that day.
There it is.
That we provided them.
There it is. So the experience at the end of the day is the value you need to seek out most.
Absolutely.
In real estate, whether you're buying or selling a $500,000 home or a $5 million home, if you interviewed the top 10 in all of Austin, Central Texas, which by the way, we're ranked, we're all pretty much the same price. What separates us is that attention to detail, the customer service oriented value, and the ability to care to where we want to earn your partnership as a lifelong customer, right? And it's the same thing in the auto industry. When you get to the highest echelon, whether it's Mercedes, Range Rover, whatever, in today's age, if it's just a financial transaction, someone can buy a vehicle over the phone from Range Rover of San Antonio, Range Rover of Houston, Range Rover of Dallas, and now after COVID, those dealers will hand deliver it to your house.
Absolutely.
So more than ever, the price is the price on these luxury goods. You're not going to get a discount, and you guys have to go above and beyond, probably for the most ever in the history of the auto dealership, to show value in that kind of Four Seasons customer service way with stories like you just told.
And that was even with that, and that's spot on. I couldn't have said it better. We talk to the guys consistently about competing experiences. And what I mean by that is we're not competing against other dealerships for their car buying experience. I'm competing with their experience with your team, right? How was their experience when they bought their house, right? How was their experience when they went on their family vacation, right? How was their experience when they went to the local Jeffrey's, the restaurant, right? You're competing against those bigger experiences in their mind, right? So if it falls, it's not okay just to be good anymore. It's not okay just to be good. You have to be great and look for opportunities to be different.
So to finish off our chat, and then we'll take a look at a couple fun cars like the one behind us. I just got back from a real estate conference in Nashville, and Ed Milet was the keynote speaker. I'm sure you've heard of him. Incredible story. Picture this auditorium with 1,000 people. It's silent. You can hear a pin drop. Everyone's crying, including myself. Like, this guy just commanded the room. And one of the takeaways I took, which is I'm saying out loud for the person watching at home, you know, I now, knowing your story, want to work with you. And one of the takeaways that I took from Ed Milet is when you get to the top and you earn your way there, you appreciate people who have those fundamental values of work ethic, of discipline, of resiliency, and just flat out hustlers that want to compete.
Go get it.
I want a competitor. I want someone who is going to work ruthlessly and tirelessly to earn my business, knowing how many options that I have in the marketplace. And a little plug for myself, my wife, and our company: you're not going to get anyone that works harder than us. So if you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate and you want the biggest hustlers probably in the country, we're your guy, right?
Absolutely.
But you're a hustler, man. You learned to hustle early age. Sounds like your parents taught you right. Earned your way, cast everything through high school, had to pivot into college. You talked about those resiliency lessons and stories, and really earn your way not only into this industry, but, you know, at this elite dealership here in Austin, and sticking with it for 9 years to now be who you are at the top.
Got to work every day.
And still keeping an ego, putting it to the side and saying, hey, every day, and we got to earn. Every day we got to show up and compete.
Every single day, every customer deserves the best version of me, the best version of us. Every single day.
Awesome. Bill Grimes, Director of Sales here at Land Rover of Austin. If you're looking to buy or sell any kind of new vehicle, he's your guy.
I appreciate it. Let's do that, sir. Thank you.
So thank you so much for taking the time to watch our video today. If you liked what you saw, if you want more luxury, if you want more real estate nuggets, click on the link and subscribe button above. I'm coming to you live every single week with more and more content that's going to add extreme value for you. So if you're thinking about buying real estate, if you're thinking about selling real estate, or you're thinking about investing to real estate into the Austin or Central Texas area as a whole, we are here to help. We get calls, texts, emails, and everything in between every single day from people just like you wanting our help. As the definitive luxury real estate experts in Central Texas, we are a guiding light to whatever you may need. Just like the Four Seasons analogy, it could be with the home itself, it could be with luxury cars, relationships, recommendations. We're going to be your Ritz-Carlton white glove guide for anything in between that your family needs. Again, my name's Dallas Seeley. I'm the founder and owner of the Seeley Group, one of the top ranked brokerages in the entire country. If you're looking for luxury lifestyle, luxury real estate, and everything in between, reach out to us today. We're here to help. I'll see you next time.